like to introduce John Cassani. John is Calusa Waterkeeper Emeritus and Water Science and Policy Specialist. John has worked as an ecologist in Florida since 1978 and as a high-profile spokesperson for water and land conservation. His views on water policy have been widely published and backed by a long list of scientific publications on topics including biodiversity, biological control of invasive vegetation, fish and amphibian conservation behavior, and ecology. John, thank you for joining us tonight. The floor is yours.
Hey, thanks, Joe, and good to see everybody on this terribly important initiative. It's just an honor to be part of it. I know why Joe asked me to kind of lead things off and set the stage, because he knows I've been working on and around water for just going on 45 years now. So I've seen a lot of change that gives me kind of an interesting perspective, and I thought I'd share that with you briefly this evening. So looking back, it just seems like somewhere around 12 to 15 years ago, something really changed in the context of water quality and enforcement and compliance. Since the end of the economic recession around 2010, Florida abandoned any reasonable commitment to sustainable growth or the reality of climate change. You know, who could forget the mantra from Governor Rick Scott, "Come on down"? And they came in droves, blindly seeking sunny skies and warm winters. The subsequent outcome of that short-sighted and poorly planned vision generated a new label for Florida as the poster child for toxic algae blooms, disappearing wetlands, seagrass, fish, and wildlife. And right about 2010, there were about 2,000 miles of rivers and streams in Florida impaired for nutrient pollution. But by 2020, in just one decade, the total increased to over 9,000 miles. It's not good news. Spending vast sums of public funds is not the silver bullet for reversing Florida's water quality decline, as unmitigated growth outpaces expensive efforts to restore polluted waters, failing to prevent or even slow the rate of water quality improvement. Reliance on shifting baselines, that may be something you're hearing more about more recently. Shifting baselines for measuring progress has been legitimized as policy in Florida and creates a deceptive and dangerous mirage on progress. The mirage is fading, and as harmful algal blooms increase in frequency and severity, while people and wildlife are sickened and local economies suffer, we're running out of time, frankly. There isn't a lot of time to change this trajectory. Floridians are now at an important crossroad to the future where timely and fundamental change is desperately needed. I think we all agree on that. The accelerating decline of Florida's waters is indisputable, and the continued trajectory of this crisis won't improve until there's a fundamental shift away from unjust political system that we exist now, favoring special interest polluters to one that restores every citizen's right to clean water. So kind of my view on how things have changed, and hopefully that this extremely important movement can change that trajectory. So I'll leave it at that.
Thank you very much, John.